Hey everyone, welcome to the Soapwire Podcast brought to you by the TV Cave. Now, this is where you're going to get our thoughts, me and Neen's thoughts on our stories. Soapwire is also sponsored by Katie Waltman. So, Katie Waltman Jewelry offers elegant, handcrafted pieces from stackable rings and gold-filled bracelets to personalized charmed necklaces. They've been featured in Elle, InStyle, Oprah.com, and worn by celebrities such as Molly Sims. So go to katiewaltman.com and use the promo code SOAPWIRE. That's together, not apart. Hi, everyone. I am Ashley Sheree, and this is
Hey y'all, it's your girl Deneen.
Woo Child. Okay, so I feel like this week in soapdom, particularly, I don't know, the last 2 weeks haven't been really all that bad. So I can't wait till we get
Okay.
into it. I don't know. Who do you feel like has been bringing it? I feel like I know what you're going to say.
I think that a lot of stories this last 2 week has made me go, oh, or like a shock factor. I feel like they've been coming with shock factors, which is really soapy.
Y-
Um, you always think I'm biased, but General Hospital threw some curveballs these last couple of weeks. They did. They did.
They did.
BTG been throwing curveballs for like the
They
last couple
have.
of weeks.
And pissing
Days
me
has
off.
too.
They have.
Days
They
has been
have.
throwing some nice curveballs. Like secrets been revealed.
Catch it. Y'all be sleeping on days. I'll give you, they have their moments, but I always feel like days always gives us at least one or two good episodes lately. So yeah, I agree. I agree with everything that you're saying too. Even I had to on TikTok give General Hospital some flowers.
That's very kind of you. Like,
I said I know I am GH's most what is it critical person of them, and I think it's just because I've been watching you since I'm in a womb. Of course I'm gonna be critical because I know what you could be, what you were, I
yeah.
should say. So yeah, no, I'm excited for us to really get into the topic. You already know I love BTG, but they've been pissing me off low key, but we'll get into that too. um and I have to say, it's, Young and the Restless, surprisingly.
We got new people coming to the storyline.
Yes,
And
new
they've
and
been
old.
introduced nicely. I think that's what's doing it too. We are gonna wrestlers.
Exactly. And some things done popped off with Holden and Claire. And I said, well, goddamn. Like, so yeah, but like I said, everyone will get into that. But for the breaking news starting off, we did also want to acknowledge Susan Rogers, who plays Maggie on Days of Our Lives. I believe she started in the 70s, and she was the first person to win a supporting actress nominee for award for daytime, and that was when the basically that was the first time they ever even made that award, and she was the first person to receive it. She received it in 1979. She's been in there for a very long time, I think almost like 50 years if I'm not mistaken, like somewhere around there. But she did have stage 2 cancer. She has completed all her treatment. They did say that her we may be seeing her minimal now, which really sucks. But I get it. She needs to heal, get better. And I'm happy it looks like the treatments were going the way it should have went. So prayers and light always to Suzanne Rogers. And it's just so crazy because I was just you know me, I've been talking about Maggie lately. Tell me I have it.
You have, especially like her presence, how she's been included in the storylines, the conversations that she's been having with Xander, and just
Hmm.
like so.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's sad, but at least they caught it early. Stage 2 is so much better than 3 or 4. So, prayers to her continuously. And then we also want to acknowledge that Beyond the Gates, BTG, basically celebrated a whole year of taping. So we know it didn't premiere until February, but they actually did start taping in October. So congratulations to the actors as well, because it is a big deal. They
Yeah, they
are a black soap opera. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's huge. So I don't know. But with that, going right into BTG, can we just start I gotta start with my girl Nicole. I feel like they've been giving her more point of view lately.
okay.
Even though on Friday I was a little bit like, but she's been getting more point of view. Thoughts?
She's been getting more point of view, but she's been having the wrong point of view, if that makes sense. Like we wanted to hear your perspective, but we didn't want your perspective to be what it is. So
Yeah.
it's like that has been hard to do.
Yeah, I feel like, and maybe I'm putting on my cap and save a hole, but I I feel like there is such a wall there with the character of Nicole that we haven't been able to like break it down. So for
Okay.
me, even personally, like when she's with her mother and her sisters, I still feel like even though she receives what Danny says, especially besides on Friday, 'cause she was pissed. But when they were sitting down and they were eating, I felt like she was getting what she was saying and she was open to it. And there's been other times too that she's done it. But then all of a sudden, I don't know why it's just like she closes. So I really want them to kind of dig into the character of Nicole so we can really figure out like what does make her tick. You know, we know that Danny's a crash out. Like Danny's been a crash out since the first episode. Like we get that about her and we know what makes her crash out. But
Yeah.
we don't know what makes Nicole tick. Does anything make her tick?
And I think that's why she's going to have like that big epic moment because it's like she's so poised, so put it together. So like I don't want to say rehearsed, but like she doesn't give herself permission to feel.
Ooh, yes. That's what it is. I agree with everything you said, and I feel like a lot of times she is that, oh, like I have to just be, I am the
Yeah, like
Dupree woman.
yes, like
Like,
have to portray. But we've also talked about how much the Duprees are with aesthetics.
mm-hmm.
It's very aesthetically pleasing, but
Yeah,
like what's the realness in that?
exactly. I do feel like Danny is the only one out of the four of them. Well, sometimes Anita gives it to us. That
Okay.
that Chicago comes out a little bit. It's very slim, but once in a blue moon, you might see it. But with I just feel like the rest of them, you don't see anything. And it's so crazy now when I'm saying this out loud because Danny is close to Vernon, Nicole is closer to Anita, but low key, Danny and Anita don't play that. You know what I'm saying? But maybe that's the thing when you're too much alike.
Like
You're gonna have friction. And they have had friction. See, look at that. Sometimes you
maybe
answer
it's
your own
like the
question.
balance, like the yin and yang.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, that is true. And sometimes I feel like you need that, someone who's a little bit more, different from you, basically.
Yeah.
But even so still on the topic of just like Nicole and that whole family dynamic, Ted did get jealous, but and he
He
confronted
did.
he confronted Carl with him, but I will say, even though I feel like too little too late in the same token, I feel like he had every right to go at him because you were supposed to be my friend.
Okay.
So
I wholeheartedly believe that. Like I wholeheartedly agree with that. And I also feel like Carlton is getting very territorial early on. Like
Mm,
that's not your girl. Like yes, y'all talking, y'all mess around or whatever, but like stick your chest back in. You don't have no claim here.
at
My
all.
perception.
Yeah. It's they haven't even really gone on the first date, you
No,
know?
y'all was sitting at the country club, and don't y'all be eating that for free? Like, come on, go
Exactly.
somewhere.
And you just showed up uptown because she really needed a friend in that moment. So I'm sure she thanks you, but that's like basically the scope of it, besides also talking with, Danny and then when they were after Dougie's funeral. But
Right.
so yeah, I mean, because I know people were like, "Oh, Ted, here you go." Because I was one of the people. I was like, "Ted, like, let's just be so freaking for real right now. Like, you wasn't acting like you wanted your wife. Because Loki, she said like 30 years. I was like, so like Loki, like you wasn't trying to do anything to get your wife back of 30 years. But when somebody else comes sniffing around, like here you come, like." No, you should have been doing this. And now and now it looks like Nicole has more peace, and now he wants peace too. Child.
And that's not her fault.
Yeah.
But I do feel like she has to play like the ball is in her court. Like you can't just like stand there. Like you have to say something.
You do. You do. You just ought to. And then you had Shanice's nosy self all up in the
I'm
conversation.
like, I never thought I would have to say this to y'all, but y'all got to go somewhere else.
Y'all got to go. And
I just
we,
love her.
it was so, and it was funny and it was real. That's why I was like, BTG had a lot of moments this week. And I was like, yeah, like
They
let's.
did.
Like, ooh. And also I have to shout out BTG for their breast cancer awareness. Beyond Gates, they did mention breast cancer awareness and like lymph nodes and surgery and all of that stuff. Many know like my mother did die from breast cancer when I was only 19 years old. So I really appreciated them spotlighting breast cancer. So thank you to the breakdown writer Jamie Giddens, who I believe on Twitter he said he mentioned that they should write something in like this. So that's what I thought I said on Twitter. I thought I saw on Twitter. So shout out to him for bringing that up because as we know, breast cancer does disproportionately affect Black women. So I thought that that was, a really nice thing to do and a really nice nod. So shout out to them, for that. And then the next thing, I just like, okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there with her yet because she be pissing me off. But let's go to the author of men because this might take a little moment. Girl, all three of them,
You
okay?
know, you know, out here looking like
Yes.
they dripping coconut oil and black excellence. We love to see it. Her lines are crisp, like
It's so good.
waves. I'm spinning, like I just
They had all the hairstyles. You got bald, you got waves, you got braids. Like they said, pick your poison. And we like, yes, all three. Like, and there's
like
a
it.
fourth one. Where's Quato at? We got one more who should be coming in too. It was
Yeah,
cute.
'cause,
Somebody,
awful.
somebody had also mentioned they all have biblical names too. The sons
Amen. Jacob and Isaiah
and Luke.
and Luke.
Yep. Yep. And shout out to them for making Isaiah with a Z. I was like, if there's one thing Black people gonna do is we gonna make it Black. I was like, I loved it. What did you think of their scenes? Because for me, I was eating their scenes up. I thought it was great.
Like knuckle biting. I'm just like, y'all look good on the screen. I feel like Isaiah also brings a bit of oomph out of Jake.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, cause Isaiah is Spice and like as the little brother. So he's making big brother. Like you could see like Jacob isn't as cookie
Boisterous.
cutter at work. Like he's relaxed with
Mm-hmm.
him more. I like that dynamic.
Yeah, because rarely do you get to see Jacob kind of like bring it on down. I also really liked how he was going toe to toe with his daddy because
Yeah.
the last time they had that interaction at Joey's, like Elon was eating that. He was like he was going in on him, and I felt like this time he was more like, "As a man, you're not gonna be talking to me like that."
I think everything that's been going on with him and Naomi and just like him, the testosterone is high. That he
Yep.
like, hey, y'all gonna stop trying to sun me.
I'm tired of this type
Yeah,
thing.
he
Yeah,
fought.
and I agree, and I loved it. And then I also thought it was cool when how Isaiah was coming in there and doing like the follow up, like just with him. Like I felt like he was enjoying because Jacob is the golden child. We don't really know about Luke and like I don't know their dynamic, but from what we see, Jacob is the golden. Isaiah was the bad boy, and he's like, "Oh, look at them arguing." Yeah, like sibling shit. So. Yeah, I ate it up. I thought it was so good, and thank you
So
for.
great and well played.
I want what Luke?
No, just like the scenes themselves, like the chem, you could see the chemistry with the three of them early on.
You could, and
And I'm
I
interested. Oh, go ahead.
no, I was like you could, and I was just gonna say like I love it.
And with the whole Luke thing, I don't know. I just feel like I can't remember if Luke was older or younger.
That's what we don't know yet. They didn't clarify that yet. They made
Okay.
it seem like Isaiah might be the baby.
Because I'm like, did I miss it?
So no, we don't know, but we just know that it's three of them, and he's also in law enforcement. I would like for him to be like a district attorney. That's just me.
Okay, okay, higher up. I like that.
Yeah, cause make it a little something different. He's still in law enforcement, but not
Mhm.
really. He's a lawyer. Could kind of create some strife or whatever strife.
Power play. I like it.
Yeah, because I mean, and then there's just Isaiah who's just, just but they did try to make it seem like him having his masters, well, Elon did, wasn't like all that it was cracked up to be. And I was just in my head, I'm like, no, it's more so because he wasn't doing anything with what he, acquired in his knowledge. Like he's just like, doing whatever. And knowing that his little boo-boo stink was was not even answering his phone call. So but I'm very intrigued by the character of Isaiah. I really actually want to get to know more about him and just like where does he stand and just, just more about his character. I'm very intrigued by him. I don't know. Maybe.
Agreed. I am too. Where is this gonna fall in it? Is it gonna fall in with Eva? It's
Yes.
okay. So I want to give shout out to BTG for the insecure reference. Like
Yes.
y'all hit that. So I had like wow. Sorry, that's my dryer.
You could.
Y'all
I didn't
heard
even
it.
hear it.
But I had walked away from the TV and I heard East and Lawrence. I'm East and Lawrence. Molly, what? Go back. Did y'all just throw in an insecure reference? Like that was dope. And then they also
Yes.
did a real world reference this week too.
Yes. Lately, they've been trying to be more current, some of them, and I love when you're current because
Yeah.
y'all already know we loved Insecure back in the day. I feel like everybody was watching that in the late 2010s. So that was our jam. Sad memory. So they must have some younger writers who are there, which I do love. They're the most relatable soap opera. I'm sorry, they just are.
Agree.
So, but God, as I'm looking at my notes, y'all. So if I'm going like that, who am I talking? Who's
Leslie
next?
Dana, Anna Lulu, Sherry of it all.
Yes, girl, you be knowing, you be knowing. I was pissed. Like, first of all, somebody mentioned something too, like why would Nicole just be using an app to open the door with everything that's been going on? Like they were like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like they were like Martin's issues. They mentioned Chelsea being kidnapped. And they also mentioned like Leslie Dane Anu is literally stalking her at this point. This is harassment. And for me, I just don't think it's funny. Like I don't
No.
I used to really like Leslie, but I just feel like now she's unfortunately oversaturated. And this has nothing to do with Miss Man Grant. I think she is literally amazing. I think she is a great actress, but I do think we see Leslie Dana Honolulu Sherry too much. And for her to just think she could walk up into Nicole's house was insane
Lots
to
of
me.
those.
And why didn't they kick her out immediately? And I know it's for banter and something. I get that, but I'm just saying you would have to get out of my house.
It be the audacity.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yep.
it be full on audacity. Like I
Yep.
think the only person, well, I ain't gonna say the only person, because like Danny at times, like and Nicole would be, oh, don't say nothing, sissy, da da da. Da. I think June actually get her a run for her money for real. Like
Yes.
if they start swinging,
Yes.
yeah. Even June, even she got June on the hype, but I feel like June will give her a run for her money.
Oh,
Like seriously.
hell yeah, because June is gully too. Like she's like, I could get gully with the rest of them, I feel like. And she needs that because Danny and Nicole, even though Danny has crashed out many times, like you said previously and earlier, they have an aesthetic, they have stain, they have a name, so they don't want to embarrass. Because it was like even when Danny had the gun, it was everywhere and it was publicized. Like, Martin is in the Senate, I believe. So like, or congressman, whatever, which one. But like, so they have things to essentially lose. What June got to lose? I mean, low key, she kind of. We'll get into Samantha, Lord Jesus, in a moment. But like. I feel like she needs someone to go toe to toe with her.
Yeah.
Leslie, she even got her friend back. What is she not losing? And Ted has called the truce on her too, and that really pissed me off too. Like,
It's like everybody is pacifying her because they're thinking if you pacify her that she's gonna walk away, but you're giving her more
mm-hmm.
information. You like, oh, I'm getting my way. So this is what I'm gonna keep doing to get my way.
Exactly. Because it's working for her. It looks like it's working. So why would you ever stop with something that's working? And I understand Ted being like he just wants peace and all that. For me personally, you don't even have to talk to her. Your daughter is an adult. Like she can be ex-made out of the situation because if I was your ex-wife for 30 years and I see you conversating with the enemy, please don't ever speak to me again. Like
Yep.
we're good. We just gonna have to be cordial when we are around our children, and that's about it. But as far as like, little conversations here and there, like no, because she's actually intent on making Nicole's life miserable and not yours. And you are the dude who caused all of this mess.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like you want to be kiki and be friends, like nah, like I'm good, I'm good. And I know people may be looking at Ted a little bit because like Eva, he did tell Eva to call him call him dad, which I think that's his daughter. So like
We
if
know it was
he
homecoming, y'all. Like, you know how they are with soap operas. Like, it moves quick. So they
hmm
come up with 6 months of knowing that's like 2 years.
exactly, mind you, we
Around
only
that
see, but
time.
they'll be having the same episode for a week.
Yeah,
But
come
their
on,
time moves
y'all.
faster. And I was actually like, to be honest, like I was really okay with that. Um, I was fine. I was just like, I don't know, but it's still, I just, once again, I just feel like because everything, maybe I feel like because everything is working out for, um, the interlopers
Yeah,
than for Kat, and they make Kat look like she's crazy, she's obsessed. And I'm like, but Kat was the one that called their number. She was actually right. And if she's not ready to let it go, she doesn't have to. Call me a brat, call me bougie, call me whatever, but you can't say I was wrong. And
exactly.
I don't know why they continue to kind of make Kat look like the bad guy. That's what's also leaving a bad taste in my mouth. And so what do you think? What did you think about the dad situation?
Um, I don't like how Kat was painted out to be the bad guy, especially because it was a hearsay conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not what she said.
Oh, yes, with Samantha. Yes, that's
I feel
another
like she's
one.
been getting like the blunt of it all around. But that's kind of been like a running thing with Kat. Like, I'm telling y'all, I told you so, but I'm not getting my props about it. You're gaslighting me. But I feel like this situation was different because she wasn't gaslight per se. She was more so like Martin
Pacified?
needed somebody to blame. No. So as far as with the dads,
Oh,
like I had switched because we were still talking about Kat.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
had been trying to hold it in. Like it was like legit word
I don't want
vomit.
to talk about it.
I'm like, I just need to get this off my chest because when you said how do I feel about it, I just felt bad because I'm like another way that Kat kind of like gets blamed, and that's not fair.
Yeah, and I can't remember one of the spoilers, but it kind of looks like that's where it's heading. So not only is Kat gonna over here like Eva calling Ted dad, but then also I think she's gonna get blamed for the Samantha thing. So let's get into Samantha because she's been wilding like over this dude you barely know.
I
So
don't
like,
know. I mean,
huh?
like, I want to say she's acting like a typical teenager, but I feel like she's a little bit more promiscuous with it. Like she's like approval seeking
Yeah,
almost.
because I think she wants the validation of a man, which looks kind of weird, but
You got two dads,
yeah,
you
that's what I'm
know?
saying. Like, yeah, two dads. So where is this like coming from? Or do you see how some people are just like in these relationships and you just want one? Because obviously she looks up to Kat and Chelsea. They're both in relationships. Well,
That just made me think about it too. Like when I have brought up Kat and everything that was going on with Martin, I feel like Martin is going to use this against her
mhm,
when he finds out about Eva calling Ted dad.
yeah,
So like oh well your sister da 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 how good of a daughter are you, like I just feel like because he's so upset with everything that's going on with Samantha,
yeah.
that's gonna be how she brings that back, well how he brings that back to her.
I could definitely see it, and he's gonna be hot. And I do believe that Martin and Smitty can be like they be on go. Some people didn't necessarily like how they were talking to her, but I was just like let's just be so for real. If you walk into the door and see your teenage daughter about to engage in sexual activities when you thought she was either one going to be working or two at school, you're going to lose your
You're gonna go
ish.
house. Absolutely.
It's just what it is. But she had a lot of back talk too. I was like, girl, That mouth, I was just like, I would have been like, you need to go upstairs because I can't deal with you right now because I might hurt you. So I was just
It's
like,
definitely reckless. Her mouth is definitely reckless.
so reckless. I did like that they took her to Nicole and we were able to see the scene, but I thought it was me and my best friend were talking about this too. It was a huge invasion of privacy for her to be listening, for him to be listening in on their conversation. That was so messed up to me because you already know it's already hard to get some black people to see a counselor of any sort or a doctor of any sort, especially when it deals with mental issues or just getting them to talk about what's going on. I was like, Martin, that was messed up. And of course, like, that's how we found out about Kat. And she just kind of like blurted it out. And even though she did state that, like, I overheard it, it's like, well, why were they talking about it? She's like 15, 16 years old. Please.
I feel like he's gonna take that and run with it. Like you're literally hearing what you want to hear because you need somebody to blame.
Exactly. Instead of blaming yourself or blaming Samantha, like, I do think they should have had like a real sit down conversation with her. Like, this is what we're worried about. We feel like you're too young and da 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 type thing. But it was just, girl, yeah, that part, but I have to say I do feel like that was good too. That really had me engrossed, as well. I thought it was great. So I feel like I got a cough, y'all, so I'm trying to like suppress it for a moment.
Get it?
It's just like,
It
no, not on the
hurt
bike.
more.
Not on the bike. And then also let's talk about Chelsea really quickly.
I don't know. Chelsea also was invading privacy this week, and so how do you feel about her reaching out?
I thought she completely overstepped. Madison already told you what it is with her mother at this point and right now, and then you actually did an Instagram poll. Even your fans told you, nah, sis, like let this go, and you still did it anyways. I was just like, girl, I felt she had every right to be upset. She doesn't really have that relationship with her mom anymore.
Agreed.
Oh,
I feel like it was a prime example of curiosity killed the cat. Like, what are you? I feel like once, and then I don't even like that she put the poll on social media. Like,
I was like, yeah, your woman ain't looking at that. That was my first thought.
like you putting more business out there.
Exactly, exactly. At least they told her the right thing to do. Not like she even listened though, but yeah, I think they're a cute couple. Though. I do like them. But girl, get it together. And then also we have to talk. I don't know, the whole no mas and the broken penile situation. I was just like, you know what? I don't really need to see it. Now he's annoyed with Kat, but she feels bad. This is her first experience. Like, come on, bro.
How did you feel about Bill's joke?
Um, it would have been hella uncomfortable. Like, why are you even talking to
She's
my
supposed to be like
uncle?
my uncle.
Yeah, like, why are you even doing that? He saw me grow up, and even though he's not in, good space with our family right now, don't do that. Don't do
I,
that.
I felt the exact same way.
I feel like that's also like really embarrassing. So, oh, really quickly too, Isaiah and Eva, what's your thoughts? Because then you already know Two Cat was trying to like make sure that that wasn't happening. I think it's more there though.
I think it's spicy. I want him and Kat to have some history with each other. But I feel like with this whole girlfriend text message thing, I don't
Oh,
think
Yolanda.
it's a lot of focus. Yeah, it's a lot of focus there.
Hmm.
But I think him and Eva are gonna like be friends with benefits. That
Mm.
somebody's gonna end up falling.
Oh, definitely one of them. Definitely.
Like I don't know who it'll be first, but like then they'll try to like hide it, and I don't know. I think it's gonna be like a cat and mouse
Type of
game.
situation.
Wow, but it's gonna be cute. Not
Ooh.
beyond cute, but cute.
Because he's still, trying to get over, the Yolanda girl. But they are cute. I do need to see more with him and Kat before I made the decision. I wanted to be something else like was going on there because she was definitely when she was talking to Chelsea. No, 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 no. And I'm like, girl, like I know you don't like Eva like that, but it feels a little bit much. So I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. And if
There, what's
they
tea?
yeah, what's happening here? I'll be trying to watch what I say. It could have been a really good quadrangle, and you know what I mean when I say it could happened. And I'll just leave that there. And also, the last topic that we're going to touch on is I feel like Haley is kind of starting to be sloppy. She's not listening to Randy at
Yeah,
all.
it's about to come out. It's coming out really soon.
Because she's moving too swift with it. She's not having her stories together. And he told her, you need to go slow. And she's like, no. Like, it's just like, girl. And then being cornered too by Joey, and their stories don't line up. I mean, she did save it with a good, like,
Yeah,
follow-up. So yeah. But yeah. Anything else on BTG before we go to Bode?
that's all I have for BTG. Moving on down the line to Bold and the Beautiful.
Yes, moving right on along, like you said, to both. So Hope and Liam, they did get engaged. Thoughts or concerns? Because I really don't, you know.
We all saw it coming, but I kind of felt like everybody this week was, oh, well, Liam want to be back with Hope, but do Hope want to be back with Liam? Yeah.
Because she had a man already, and she dumped him for him. So yeah,
Yeah. So I don't know. I
yeah.
don't know.
I just
We,
felt like it was like whatever. Okay. There was no buildup. I felt like, or like him really like
nobody
trying to get
pursued
her.
anybody. He got sick. They did flashbacks, came back, Carter by Liam. Hello. Like, that's literally what happened.
Literally. Oh, and shout out to Clifton, Scott Clifton, because he actually defended Jackie on Twitter. Because there was a rumor going around that Liam and Steffi weren't getting back together because of Jackie. And he said, He said, that's what we're not gonna do about my colleague. And I like he's a good one. So shout out to Scott on that one right there. I gotta talk about this one thing. When Ivy and Electra had their talk just about the whole entire situation, and Electra and Ivy did say something like really good. She was like, well, but I also feel like it's two-folded and it's layered because she was like, he should have told you before you slept with him about, him being with someone else. And I was like, I completely agree with that. I thought Will should have did that, already. I've been with saying that, but it didn't also help that he had his mother in his ear saying don't say anything, but they keep brushing over the topic that Will was SA'd, he was taken advantage of, and he was drugged, and they will not say it. Did you see their conversation and any thoughts on that?
I kind of scanned through it, but I feel like what Alexa was saying was really true. Like, because
Mhm.
I feel like that's the informed consent aspect of it. Like, she wasn't well informed. She didn't know everything that had happened. Like what if she had ended up? And I still thought Alexa was gonna end up pregnant. Like,
Oh yeah.
but
Something, right?
right. But I feel like what if something had happened to her and she did not know? Like, I feel like that was irresponsible on Will's behalf.
Yes. I completely agree. And even though they said that they use protection, still that's not the point. It's
It's
like
like I want to know what's going on with my body.
exactly. And sometimes using protection don't help either. So like let's just be so for real. Like so yeah. And of course you still got Deke who's now gonna be working at Forrester and we already know. You already saw Remy walk up in there and mouths drop. So yeah, but also with that too, people are definitely still upset. They said that Bold and the Beautiful is now the Logan Spencer Sharp show, and people are upset because it's true though, they really aren't spotlighting any of the Forrester family at all. So I don't expect them to spotlight, Dr. Lee Finnegan and just because of how they are with additional families. But now it's like you're not even spotlighting the main family that, the reason of why the Forrester Creations is like Forrester. So I get why people, feel some type of way on that. But I also wanted to get your opinion on Taylor and Deacon.
We knew that that was brewing.
Yep.
Professionally, you can't be his therapist if you don't want to be with him. And I feel like Sheila is so bold with well, if they get together, I'm gonna kill her.
Girl!
Girl.
And you telling it to the girl that you ran off the road and tried to kill too. I was like, do they know that we know we remember we're soap fans? I was like, that was so weird, like watching that entire thing. I was like, so Lee is really sitting up there having a conversation with her. Sheila really says that she feels like she'll ill someone, and you just sitting there like, Dang, that's messed up. Like what?
Like that bothered me. That whole conversation bothered me.
Felt
That's why
weird.
he over there trying to talk to Taylor because he can't talk to you.
Hmm. That felt so freaking weird. I was just like, wow. But yeah, like you said, Deacon really can't talk to her. It feels like he can talk to Taylor. And I also feel
Yeah.
like the problem is they connect too much on their exes.
Agreed.
That's a problem.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Because I'm like, would you ever, just, would you ever take on a patient who you were friends with, but it was also knew of your ex? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you, that sounds messy.
Because I don't want to know what you know, and I'm not gonna tell you what I know. So we might as well just not.
E-
Like,
Exactly. But I do feel like Sean and Rebecca have some chemistry though.
I agree, they do.
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
we'll definitely see how that's going, and then of course on Monday we'll see everyone's reaction to Remy walking in. I mean, he knew what he did, so he kind of set Deke up, unfortunately, because Deke really doesn't know, and he's like, and Remy went to go see Luna and have a conversation, and Luna's like, nah, they ain't gonna forgive you, like.
And you know what? Out of all people,
That's actually right. She not that delusional.
he was like, they're gonna care. What do you mean they're not? Well, I'm not even. And Remy's like, I'm not even the same person like that I was. Like, and then I started feeling for him just 5%. Just like, Electra was my friend. I thought she was gonna leave. I was trying to make her stay, so I put those pictures out. I never should have done it, but like, what do you do when you don't have anybody and you wanted the person that you have to you be their person? And I'm like,
Hmm. Not
okay,
that.
that's not how you do it. Like,
And I feel like and he should have been honest with Deke, so
yeah,
then Deke would have been and this is the thing with saying like I think what really is doing him in is essentially you just gonna roll up to Forrester. Deke has no idea about what you've done in the past, and you think people are gonna be cool with that. I'm not gonna want to blindside my dude. You know what I'm saying? Like
work like
the
that.
yeah, and this is something that you've been working towards. You really want to be a fashion designer. You got it on your own merits, even though you snuck it in there. You still got it on your own merits because they didn't know who it was, but you're going to ruin my chances now because you weren't honest. Like, that's why I always say with relationships, sometimes you just have to be honest. Because if somebody really wants to be with you, they're still gonna do it. They're still gonna be with you. Like, but it's the lie and deceit that always messes everything up. Um, Anything else for Bo before we chug it on along?
No, I feel like Daphne and Carter had a conversation.
Oh, they did. They did.
Yeah.
They did have a combo. I like how slow they're moving. I have to say that.
Yeah.
And I just love that she's putting herself first. She's stating what she expects and her boundaries in a sense too. And
It's
like
like it's
also
being courted. I think that's why I like it.
yeah, making him work for it. I'm not gonna be like one of these people you always feel like you gotta say because when I was trying to work for it with you, you ain't want it.
You didn't want it. You wanted hope. You had
Exactly.
hope.
Now
But
we doing what I want. So yeah, I agree. That was great too. So days. I don't really have a lot too much for days this week, but I did have to say I did like Philip like dying on a sword for Xander in a sense when it comes to Maggie and just being like, man, Maggie, we's a family here. Like, we're not gonna survive if we don't all come together. Like, and I
I
was just
think
like,
that's my biggest thing too. Like, if Philip can, forgive him,
mhm,
but maybe because he's had more time, like
mhm,
maybe
that's
because
true.
he's known. I'll
That
give
is true.
him that.
I didn't think about that, but you're absolutely correct. He has known for a longer time of who's done this to him. People had suspicions, but nothing to really,
Nah.
concrete. Yeah, so that, but I did like his little speech to Maggie, and I think she liked it too.
Yeah.
Um, Also, then looking at so Xander is continuing therapy, and I feel as though that makes it show that he's still wanting to be a better person.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do like that, but and I'm like, Sarah, you can't try and keep this man away from his daughter. Like if you feel like he's such a danger, which I don't feel that Xander is, at least give him supervised visits until he finishes, anger management, type of
Yeah.
situation. Like,
Yeah.
so, yeah. And then it looks like, was I bugging or was EJ trying to kind of convince Amy Choi to kind of give the kid, to Sorrel, to Johnny and Janelle?
So I kind of peeped it, but I didn't know if he was like trying to manipulate and coerce or it was like a honest suggestion. Like I couldn't catch the motive.
I feel like he'll do anything for his children, EJ.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's trying to be better and try to convince her in a sense because Amy was eating Johnny up. And I was surprised that he was still so calm about it because she was going in on him a little bit. But yeah, but it do look like they're gonna get the baby anyways. And
Yeah.
then I just wanted them to have their own. I'm sorry, I did. I'm not, it's not like I'm not for, I think adoption is great, but I do feel as though Chanel and Johnny should, I don't understand why they couldn't have their own child. So,
I think she getting so discouraged with like the whole thing
mm,
that's like kind of frustrating to watch too. That you
mm,
just like, like a black woman. Like,
yeah,
like that.
yeah, like, because not only, she miscarried the baby, she wanted to get pregnant, and then it's just like she does it. She could be, but it's just not a good time right now. They keep telling her she's gonna have issues and all that, and then she goes try to adopt, and then her husband backs out because he got his own trauma that he's. It just felt like, oh my goodness.
Then he ready and then y'all getting bashed and it's just like when are we gonna win?
Exactly. Got the birth mom like plotting against us. It was a lot going on. And then also looks like Sarah and Brady are about to get it together, essentially. So we'll see how that works. And then so I don't know, did you see Jeremy kind of like flip out at the end?
No.
Okay. He did kind of flip out one of the days. So of course, I had just did a TikTok on Jada being missing. I was like, you know what? And then of course she comes on our screen. I said, look at that, put it in the universe. So she connected with Jeremy not knowing that Stephanie is his ex-girlfriend.
Mm.
So basically when they go on a date, they're doing okay, but he does inform her about his past situation, how he's changed and how he was with Stephanie. A true friend ends the date right there. Okay, we're done. Thank you for your honesty. Go see Stephanie. But then he kind of like flipped out and like threw something or whatever. And I think for me, I was just like, tag. I was hoping that he would be better because why does almost all of the Horton men, like Dr. Tom Horton, would just have like all of these, descendants of men who ain't ish. Like his
Mm.
descendants of women are usually okay, but it's the men that give something. And I'm talking about being on screen. We
Okay.
know we know that Eli is freaking amazing. We know that Will is morally gray and he has his issues. He did kidnap Sammy, so we can't forget that. I mean, but he is Kate Roberts' son. And then also JJ, he's a little bit morally gray too.
Yeah.
So, but JJ's the only one on screen. And then you have Jeremy, who's just like bad. And I don't know, I kind of hate that because the Hortons on Days are just such a legacy family. They are the
They don't have to be
family.
represented like that.
Exactly.
I
And
get
and all your good ones is off screen somewhere. So it's just like, okay. And I know a
it.
lot of people were also disappointed when I saw on Twitter and Blue Sky, it was just like, damn, look, he got to be like this. They couldn't redeem him. And then for me, I'm like, but you have redeemed others. You redeemed
Yeah.
Xander. You
Yeah.
redeemed Ben for Sierra. Like you can do it. So do it for one of the Horton families. Who child? We gonna move it on to General Hospital had a week.
They had some stuff going on there. They legit had some stuff. So some stuff came to the light.
Also, like I was waiting for Monday because I needed Laura to go in on Drew. That's what I needed. But I didn't expect Ronnie to really be the one going in on Drew, and then Laura was doing the follow up. I was like, oh, okay,
I think that it was really powerful to see Erica and Jeannie like
Ronnie, together.
together.
Yeah, that's some
Like
legends right there.
yeah, they balanced each other. Like they bounced off each other very well.
Oh, a lot. Dare I say they bounce off each other a little bit better than don't kill me than Jane and Erica. Then I kind of like their vibe a little bit more
Like,
than their vibe. But they were that doesn't take anything away from Jane and Erica because they've been killing it. But I did appreciate those scenes better. Um, and then also, so now it's just like she's working with what's that man named Martin? We kind of knew that
you called it, like you said last week that you thought he was the one who drugged her.
because there wasn't no sense for him to be at that house.
But I didn't know it was gonna be he didn't like taper with the wheel and
Yeah.
like what do you like I don't know. Erica giving con artists really well.
Yeah. And kind of like in a sense a little oh bubbly, like no, what are you talking about? Like type of thing a little bit.
Yeah.
What does confuse me a little bit is that okay, so they're working together, but you also Martin did not like Drew because of what he did to Stella. So when was the switch? And when did you feel like you
It's
want
more so a hate against Tracy, I feel like an enemy of my enemy is my
my
friend.
friend? But yeah, but still, because I'm like, you couldn't love me that much if you still going and you hate Tracy more than you love me. And that's not a person I need to be around, me personally.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was really, really whack. But it was a good reveal, a reveal that the majority of us already freaking knew. And
Hmm.
then making her sell it to Drew is just disgusting to me. To get at Tracy is just like whatever. Um, I couldn't watch the scene after Tracy had left and they were in the brown dog because there are just some scenes with Drew that really get under my skin and make me so upset. So I just be like, you know what? No show should be making me this upset, so I'm not gonna watch it.
That's real.
Like,
I'm taking a break.
yes, and I have to do that with GH sometimes because I just be like, I don't really like it. So, and it's more so just the Drew character. I cannot stand that character. I cannot
Mm.
stand him. But yeah. And then also we have, Jordan minding people's business and telling that man Curtis her suspicion that um Portia's pregnant while Portia is getting her back blown out by Isaiah in the cabin. Yes, honey. Yes.
I don't know. I don't like them as a couple. Like I kind of like look at the screen funny when they be on together.
Which one?
I think it's a me thing. Isaiah and Portia.
I'll take anybody with over Curtis. Like
Okay.
I can't do Curtis. I cannot stand that character.
So who
For
do you think the baby daddy is?
it's gonna be Curtis. If GH actually pulls the pump fake, I would be super surprised. But if they do make it Isaiah, I know that there will be no way that they will ever retcon Trina's paternity. So and give her back her rightful father because they already retconned Trina's paternity to make Curtis one. So yeah, that's the only if I can have Taggart to be Trina's birth father like he always was, and he takes the new baby, fine, I'll take it. But I do wish it was Isaiah. Because
I don't
yeah,
know. I'm just like I felt bad for Jordan, but I'm really glad that Jordan wasn't a pick me. Like she
she
was
wanted to figure it
you
out.
gotta see what's going on. Like I'm not about to be strung alone because he did Jordan
Dirty.
so bogus when their marriage dissolved.
Yeah. That's my son. I'm not telling you nothing.
Like so you just lying. You like he said I held you to what he say like a too high of a standard or I didn't something he said to her kind of like I'm sorry no because it didn't go work with Shorty like
Yeah. And that leaves it, I'm a number two. I wasn't your first choice. Now that it's not working out with her, you want to come back over here because you realize over here was better.
exactly
Nah, you can keep it. And I just get really annoyed with how they do Jordan too, because I mean she had some good men. She had Zeke. I'm sorry, that scene was amazing. And GH fumbled that, of course. Isaiah, I think her and him, Isaiah and Jordan had great chemistry, fumbled
when
too.
Drew was still likable they had great
They had
chemistry.
chemistry too. That is so right. And people were like, I could see them, I could get with them. But of course, when they have, they just want them with Curtis. So everybody got to fight over Curtis. Everybody. And Curtis ain't even all that. And he's a judgmental fool. And you watch Miss Wu's money. You ain't low, but judging everybody freaking else. I can't stand him. It's so bad. It's literally Drew did him. I can't stand him, but oh, they make me so mad. Ah, God, I hurt my damn hand. Days of death. But also to say too, I'm really hating how they're writing Trina with her. They acting like Trina
He's
had her
an adult.
parents together since she grew up with them married.
She met her daddy like 4 years ago.
4 years ago, they all it only was found out to be his daughter too. Please stop. But she like, oh my, stop wearing her like she is an adult. She should be graduating college, and y'all got her over here feeding for her parents to be
She
together.
ain't seen a book.
Nothing. They haven't talked about her art, her interning, like none of that. I hate when they make Trina following around between her parents. Like that has not been her character. I hate when they do that. I hate when they do that. Ugh. It pisses me off so bad. But that's what they want to do. They want to make her like a 10-year-old child that wants her parents together. Stupid. Ugh. And what is the last part? Oh my goodness. So shout out to Outback.
The dog took the damn contract.
There's
Like,
a there's a preview going around, y'all. So if y'all see it, like, because Tracy on Friday's episode, Tracy found the correct and right will and testament of the Dr. Monica Quartermain, and she is on her way rushing there to stop the signing over of the Quartermain house. So, and Outback looks like he's going to save the day. And I know you mentioned too the Emma Geo and
yeah, Charlotte, Gio, no,
I like
yeah,
Charlotte.
Charlotte, Rocco, Danny. They gonna have some stuff brewing, I think, trying to see if Britt is legit or not. I can see them like suspense. I can see y'all trying to solve a mystery. Y'all play into it. If y'all
Hmm.
smart,
Yep.
into it. Play into it.
Someone also mentioned too that they need to add Georgie to that because they were like Georgie is like 16. She actually falls with like
Yeah.
Danny and Rocco and Charlotte. And the actress that plays her is that age. She should not be looking after her brother and her sister that we never really see and other people's little kids. She needs to be involved in the teen scene. And also that would make sure that there's a teen that Danny isn't related to. I don't think.
You know, because I was just in my head like, okay, Maxie Spinelli, boom, Jason, boom, Jones, boom. Okay, Spinelli, we all know his people. Like I
You
literally
gotta go through
did
it.
y'all see when I looked up? I literally was just doing a family tree in my head.
Because the older adult set is too related, like Michael, Molly, Christina. Like it's just now they don't Brooklyn. Now they don't got now they don't have Maxie. She was one of the few who wasn't related. I'm trying to make sure because her cousin is Lucas though. See what I'm saying? Like you got a cousin is
Now
Lucas.
Gio related to everybody.
Everybody.
Like Gio related to everybody on the canvas. Like
Not playing. Wow. Yeah. So they got, I was like, yeah, they need to put Georgie in there because she's actually not related. And they need to bring my boy Jake back for Charlotte because Charlotte needs somebody too. Because now I'm like, Charlotte, nope, Charlotte is related. No, is Charlotte related to Danny? See what I'm saying?
Charlotte is because she's um
Cassadine.
I thought about that earlier.
I'm
See,
trying to figure that
when
out.
I've seen them on the screen, nope, they related. Like
Yeah, because they would have the same great grandfather. No, they wouldn't. I'm sorry. No, because, oh God, it's Victor whose brothers
they
with.
like they cousins.
Yeah, that's what it is. Their cousin. Oh my goodness, I gotta think about it. Oh Lord, it's too. Yeah,
Got
they.
Valentine, Victor, and then Saros.
Yep, yep,
So,
yeah. Or Mykonos, something like that. Yeah,
yeah.
Mykonos. Girl, it's just yeah. You
Miko,
need
Mikos is her daddy. That's Natasha daddy.
yes,
Miko.
Mykonos.
That's Benny them granddaddy, great granddaddy. See?
Yeah, they gotta they need to bring they need to bring some of these teens who aren't related to them. They have to. You get Georgie and Jake back ASAP so they could have someone to talk to. Last but not least, I do have something on Young and the Restless. Surprise! Um, so first and foremost, Holden and Claire. What? Spicy, sexy, finally. Because what have I always said? I'm tired of seeing Kyle as a triangle. Yes, make Kyle have to work. It's your time. Yo, Kyle's been in a triangle for every single thing that he's been in, and women have always got to fight for him. But I really did enjoy the scene with Holden and Claire, and it was just like she was having fun. I actually liked her a little bit more. So let's make her a little bit more spicy, okay? And also, I don't know, the Tessa and Daniel thing. Tessa's gay. But she's messing with Daniel. I know that sexuality is on a spectrum, but I do feel for the LGBTQI plus community because they do feel some type of way, and I get that because you have such a pivotal character relationship between Tessa and Mariah, and you limit their relationship. We
Yeah.
barely get to see them together. Them, their daughter. You never really got to see the storyline with Mariah. They didn't even really show the adoption story, which was crazy to me. Like we knew nothing, and that could have been a great story. So now, a lot of people are feeling some type of way, and I feel you on that. I do think it's a little bit odd because that's how we know her to be. That she was into women. So but it is what it is, and that's what they're doing. So, but I feel for y'all because I know how that feels. And then also because I know how I be feeling about black people and their ish. So you got the right to feel how you feel because I'll be tearing stuff up. So I feel that. So,
Hey, I feel you.
and
You
last
got to
but
fight for something.
yes, you do have to fight for something. And I was about to say something. I always have to stop myself because I remember where we are. I always got to. The last for Young and the Restless is definitely going to be the Sharon and Nick of it all, my schnick. So basically, they're still investigating, trying to figure out what happened to their son Noah, who was also in a car accident. Their third child who's been in a car accident. So there's that. And also, it looks like her rapist may be alive, Matt Clark, the one we saw die on camera.
Oh, don't that happen a lot? Like,
Frequently, especially for Young and the Restless, especially recently. And the thing is, a lot of times, Young and the Restless fans, we don't mind when you go back and you draw from the history, but it just got to make sense.
makes sense. That's it. That's all we ask.
That's it. And they were like, why didn't they? I saw people say that they should have brought back Grace Turner. They could have brought back Amy. And I would have been here for that because it would have made sense. We're thinking that he's, dead and gone. And we literally saw that man die and he was a ghost, but they do it all the time. They do it all the time. So, and that's why I always say, even with a body. So, yeah, we'll see what that story is and how it progresses. But I have to ask, do you have any breakout scenes before we sign off?
All things Hawthorne.
Girl, get out of my head. Literally.
All things Hawthorne.
The Hearthstone men in their scenes absolutely killed that. I watched it so many times and I'm like, Dad, now I got forced through this part too. Somebody online, if you just got the scene of just the Hearthstone men period when they were going back and forth, please send it to me.
Wait, what day was it?
Tuesday.
Like it
That's
was
bad.
like it was Tuesday.
The fact that I know it was a Tuesday is bad. Like Tuesday. But yes, I would love to watch that scene. Also, just because the lines were amazing. They had so many bars there. And it was just nice to look at good looking men too. So, and great acting. Sign me up. And with that, that ends the Soap Wire podcast brought to you by the TV Cave. If you feel like, and please be so inclined to follow us on TikTok, it's soap.wire. Okay. Follow us on Instagram, soap_wire, and follow us also on Blue Sky, just soap wire. As for me, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It is lady two y's underscore ASA. On TikTok, lady two y's underscore ASA 312 birthday. And last but not least, Blue Sky, lady two y's ASA. No underscore. Neen?
Instagram, Neen_Amanda or Neen_ the therapist. Twitter, kiss my underscore Neen. Blue Sky, Neen Amanda, no underscore. Twitter, Neen underscore Amanda.
Bam, clock it. Yay. So once again, thank you so much for joining us. We drop every Wednesday at 8 a.m. And sometimes if we have to take a break, we will definitely let you know. Have a good week, everyone.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.